Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at my grind to rank 9. So I think I started before these 25 battles. It's a lot of them, so I have a double speeded. Before these 25 battles I was at like 2330, something like that, 38 in terms of rating, and I need to get to 2500 to get to rank 7. So it's quite the grind. So I did use a pretty meta team. This is the team I'm probably most comfortable with running. I tried to catch the ice beam. Unfortunately, they played it well and did not throw off the ice beam. And I'm in an okay position right now. Let's see. I'm gonna look to land this ice beam. See if I get a shield. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just accept it. And they actually go for an ice beam themselves. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be able to. And I switch out to Deoxys to KO and then preserve my Zoom roll. It was actually a good thing I preserved my Zoom roll because this Wish Cache is going to be a little bit of a problem. I land the Psycho Boost, which is amazing. And this is why I like the Psycho Boost. Obviously, lowers the attack by quite a bit, but you can see that it just spams it so quickly. I get the shield, which is great, and then I'm immediately going to Ice Beam, which puts me in a very good position. As you can see, my Azumarill has like 1 HP left, and then we're going to see a Skarmory come out, and I'm going to be able to beat the Skarmory pretty easily. So yeah, I was at 2318 or 2330, and then on my last set I needed to go 5-0 because I needed like, I don't know, like 40 points or something like that to get there. So all right, we're gonna continue to the next match. I'm gonna experiment with different teams, and hopefully we can through these sets pretty good. This is gonna be a pretty long video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna show all the battles. So this is actually one of the reasons I really like Psycho Boost. So what I do is I just let the Frenzy Plant hit me to encourage my opponent not to shield, and then I'm gonna build up to 10 counters and then fire off the Psycho Boost, and they let it go through, and then like you can see, like I can feel the panic on their side as the Venusaur goes down. And then I really debate this. And my opponent plays this extremely well. And actually does a beautiful switch to absorb that Psycho Boost. But then that allows me to have switch advantage. And I have like a very hard counter for Skarmory in Registeel. And this Focus Blast goes through. It's just very difficult to farm Skarmory. I'm not really sure what the appropriate way is. And they actually land the Flash Cannon. It does quite a bit of damage. And then I try to undercharge this Flash Cannon a little bit too much, but this is fine. Hopefully I come out, and they actually come out with Toxtrot, so they're quite aggressive on the switches, which is great on their part. And then I switch out into a Azumarill, and then I just need to shield once, and then they're not going to be able to get to, even if they bait me, they're not going to get to the charge move before. Not really sure what happened there. Yeah, that was weird. Did it glitch there? I think I would have won regardless because I think their Venusaur is also very low. And then I would have been able to survive the Sludge Bomb. Yeah, and I have enough health on my Deoxys to farm it down, so I think the result would have been pretty similar, but that was a weird glitch. I should have got some water beforehand. My voice is very dry. All right. And then here comes Hypno. And obviously I have to be very wary of Hypno having Focus Blast, but clearly this is not Focus Blast, so it goes to Shadow Ball. Wow. I've been inside for the past, I don't know, 4 days or something like that. So I have not talked to a lot of people, so most of my talking is to my audience. So I appreciate all your all your thoughts, and yeah. So kind of feel like I'm in an apocalypse right now. So pretty good position right now. And then they switch out to Skarmory. I'm gonna land this Hydro Pump, and then I'm gonna put a lot of pressure onto this Skarmory. They said Shield, which is fine by me. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I was like, let's just try to farm them down. But regardless, I have Psycho Boost that can do neutral damage to Wishcash, and then once they see the first Psycho Boost go through, and then then they're more inclined to shield other ones. And then so once I get the shield dropped, I'm gonna switch out, and then I'm gonna shield this Mud Bomb. They might be able to get even one more. No, they're not. Do they survive this Ice Beam? I don't think so. And then I pick up win number 5,000. That's awesome. So that's why I like Psycho Boost. Obviously, trade off with Thunderbolt, a little bit worse coverage against Azumarill, and then typically people should stay in this match, but then people switch out, and then they switch to Hypno. I'm not sure if this is the same player. I actually think this is a different player, or they switched Hypnos, which would have been pretty awesome, because I totally get Focus Blast here. And I was like, oh, Jesus, okay, all right, that's all right. And I land the Flash Cannon, the Shield, and then I go into Deoxys. This is crazy. I can't believe they no-shield this. This is like, I was like, oh, that's really good, okay. And then I was so afraid that this was going to be Shadow Ball. Ends up being just Thunder Punch, so it's kind of a waste of shield. And then I'm going to fire off this Psycho Boost to deal some neutral damage. Then I'm going to switch out to reset it later. I'm going to fire off this Mud Bomb. I forget what they have in the back. So I'm going to let this go. And they actually Blizzard me. They definitely could have did 2 Mud Bombs. Would have like put this match to be pretty close, because they have Toxicroak, and I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. And shield are down now, so I decided not to shield, and then let them KO. And I'm going to switch out, and then I'm going to be able to get to the Psycho Boost, and this Psycho Boost will be able to KO this Toxicroak. I might be able to survive that Sludge Bomb anyways, but it would have been putting me really close. I think Sludge Bomb does under half. Let's see. Sludge Bomb does 39 of 97, so I definitely wouldn't be able to survive. So this is okay. I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh no. So I switch out and then to Azumarill. To be honest, there's a little bit of merit me staying in, because I'm going to be able to outpace the Haunter. Not outpace it, like keep up the same pace, roughly. I think you might be able to get like the second one, but I was at more energy, and then I said I shield the Shadow Ball. And then I know this is just going to be a Shadow Punch. I'm super weird of the clock. So that's why I didn't immediately fire off the Ice Beam. And then correctly identifies that Flash Cannon comes through. And I catch the Flash Cannon. And then I'm in a pretty good situation right now. To be honest, like I could have played this part a little bit better. So because they Flash Cannon me, I could have farmed them down, because I still have like quite a bit of time. But I think they come back in with Haunter. This is a very good European player, to be honest. He absolutely destroyed me in Ultra when we got paired up. So really nice switch by my opponent. So I'm kind of in a tricky situation. I'm like desperate. And then watch this perfect timing on the charge move. Like that was perfect counting. So then my play is I'm going to double up. And then we end up in a CMP tie. So that kind of sucked. So I basically, this Haunter has no energy. So basically I need to be at a Psycho Boost. I kind of like undercharged a little bit too much, but I was able to get the Psycho Boost, and there's no CMP tie because the Haunter had no energy after firing off the Shadow Punch. All right, so you're going to see the switch out, and then I'm going to switch to a Zoom Roll. I'm a little bit late on the switch, which is not great on my part, because technically this Wish Cash can win switch advantage, especially if I don't land this Hydro Pump. So I go for the Ice Beam, and they're going to Mud Bomb me again. It's so spammy. And I'm going to be able to survive this. And they switch out to a Zoom Roll. Really nice switch on their part. But their Wish Cash is low enough for me to Psycho Boost later. And no Hydro Pump, or at least they potentially baited me, which would be a weird bait. And then, oh man, I tried to fire off the Flash Cannon, and then they actually get to an Ice Beam. So I'm gonna look to undercharge this, and oh my gosh! And then I Psycho Boost, and this actually does not KO. These Mud Bombs don't do very much, but I'm like, man, all my Pokemon are kind of low. Eventually I have to shield something, and I probably should have did a few more counters before that. So I decided to shield this, and then I'm going to look to counter down, and I'm just barely able to counter down. And here comes the Zoom Roll, and then my switch clock is up. So I'm just going to sack my Zoom Roll and then come back in with Deoxys to reset my attack stat. And this should be good enough for me to win the match. So that's why I didn't fire off the Rock Slide right away, because I needed to reset the debuffs, or else I would not have been able to win this match. There's only 20 seconds left in this match anyways, but likely if I didn't reset it, then the Skarmory would have been able to beat all three of my Pokemon. All right. So these are like the debuff, clearing debuff. I actually learned that when I was watching Toshi's video that covered in Ultra League, but it was actually out when I read the comments, because I was confused on why he just like randomly sacked one of his Pokemon. But he did it to reset the debuff. So this trainer actually messaged me on Discord afterwards, and I was like pretty sure that they were gonna have mirror teams, but not necessarily mirror movesets, because some people don't like the movesets I run, which is fine. They're a little bit tricky to run. You run into some like not so great scenarios. So I Psycho Boost, and looking to draw the shield, and I get the shield, and you know I'm like, I could shield and then try to win switch advantage, but I decide to go in with a Zoom Roll. I think he was going for the Thunderbolt, because he should have been at so I'm like waiting to determine what moveset this Zoom Roll has. If it has Play Rough, I'm going to immediately switch to Registeel. It does. And he switches out to Registeel. And I think he no shields this first one, which puts me in a very good position, because all I have to do is go for the Flash Cannon. Even if he baits me twice, I'm going to be able to outpace this Registeel. So, and again, if this is another Flash Cannon bait, then I'm in a very good position, and I decide to farm up. I could have did a little bit more of a farm, but I'm in a very good position right now. even if he lands a Hydro Pump on me, I'm still going to be able to beat it with my fellow Azumarill. And I think he does land the Hydro Pump, so I immediately switch out. And then it's basically an Ice Beam range, but I play it safe and just go for the Hydro Pump since I'm definitely going to be able to get there and take this match. I think the third set is where I started running some spectacular plays by my opponent, which probably won't come until like 5 or so more minutes. Yeah, each of these sets are about 10 minutes because I double timed them. All right, so good lead-ish. I would say ish because I don't have Thunderbolt. I do win the one shield matchup, but and then I decide to fire off the Rock Slide, mostly because it's a better served against the next Pokemon, but I really didn't need to. And then I'm gonna build up a little bit of energy. I probably should undercharge that. And they go into Toxicroak, which is fine. And I get the shield, which is great for me. And they expend some energy. And then I think I go into Azumarill. Oh no, I go into Deoxys. And then I'm basically going to look to double up on this Psycho Boost. But they actually just let the Psycho Boost go through. So I was like, okay, that's great. And I'm going to switch out into Azumarill. And all I have to do is double Hydro Pump. I'm going to be able to survive. Like, it's going to take 3 Flash Cans to KO me. Which is going to be like, what's that, like 20 and a half turns? Yeah, 20 and a half turns. But I'm going to be able to, because I have a little bit, I'm in a good position, I was able to land and execute on the Hydro Pump. So it's good, solid results so far. I think I started this run like 12-0 or something like that. And then 11-0, then I lost like 2 in the next set of 5. Okay, this was a complicated setup. So I go into Registeel, and I let them hit the foul play on me. I don't want to take a second foul play though, but I kind of want this Sableye to stay in. And they did a really nice switch, I believe. Yeah, really nice switch into Umbreon. But this is okay. I make a very questionable play after this. I switch out into Deoxys. You know, bear with me. Obviously, Umbreon is a counter to Deoxys. But I am like landing counter damage, and I want to save a Azumarill for Sableye, which is more of a threat on my team. Like a shield. And I build up, and then I land the Rock Slide. And then I kind of get too greedy here. I try to land another Rock Slide, but I should just Psycho Boost. And Power Gem me. And they come into Skarmory. And they actually let me get to the Focus Blast. I don't know if they let me, because I think we end up in a CMP tie for some reason. And I wasn't sure what they were doing there. Sometimes like people quit. I don't know. And an Ice Beam might have been able to KO. I haven't played this matchup in a super long time. Azumarill, Ice Beam does about a third. So I probably need to go for the Hydro Pump to secure the win. So the thing is I can't. So again, we end up in this. I end up in this matchup quite a bit in these like 25 battles that I did. So again, gonna build up to 2 fire off the Psycho Boost. Probably was just short of 2 actually there. And they actually shield. Yeah. And then I'm just going to spam these Psycho Boosts. It actually does way less damage the second time around, but this is fine. I decide, I'm like, maybe I can get them to double shield. And then I'll come in with Registeel afterwards. And I get them to double shield. And they actually, I think they're worried about another Psycho Boost coming through. But they could definitely farm me down. So I'm in a very good position right now. So I'm going to let them fire off this Frenzy Plant. And then I am looking to farm down. But I probably should have farmed down. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They actually come into Swampert. I catch the Hydro Cannon. Puts me in a good position. And they're looking to stay in this match. I decide to shield, and in this case it ends up being an Earthquake, and then I'm going to Hydro Pump this Swampert, and it actually just barely doesn't KO. And they go into Umbreon, and what do I do here? I think I land the Hydro Pump. Oh, no, I tried to click the Ice Beam, because I'm like, I don't need to go all the way Hydro Pump, because I'm going to Focus Blast this Umbreon anyways. And I'm going to be able to lock on down the Swampert. So Registeel and Azumarill are so dangerous with shields down. Okay, so this situation kind of sucks. So Haunter in the lead is very difficult. And they go into Defense Deoxys. And I'm like, okay, please don't shield this first Hydro Pump. They don't, which puts me in a very good position. I probably should have shielded this. Actually, no. I should not have shielded. They obviously baited me. But in a pretty good scenario right now. I think they Thunderbolt. They do. And then I switch out into Defense Deoxys. And then I'm like, okay, this is probably just a Shadow Punch. It's super effective, but it's not enough to KO, and land. And they actually KO. They could have farmed down. I think they were worried about another Psycho Boost coming through, and because they didn't farm down, this left me a window to win. I actually don't know if I win this. I might lose this match. It's very close. And they go into a Lonely Marowak, and they make a really nice switch right before I'm able to get off the Ice Beam. So basically burn all my energy. And then basically my objective is don't get hit by a Shadow Ball. They go for the Bone Club, which I figured that they were going for. And then at this point in time I have to shield something. So they go for the Bone Club. But because I didn't fall for the Bone Club bait the first time, they were forced to Bone Club again. And not able to get to the Shadow Ball. So somehow I'm miraculously able to win that match. Is it this one? Oh, this one? No, not this match. This match I was kind of confused by. It's Thunderfang. I absolutely hate Thunderfang. It's so annoying. It's like such an obnoxious fast move animation. And decided to go for the Rock Slide again. Again, this Rock Slide would do absolutely nothing to Steelix. I decided to go for the Psycho Boost. I'm like, okay. They have no shields. They double shielded. I'm like, okay, I'll just let it go. And they go for the Crunch. And I was afraid that they were like at 100 energy. And I was like prepared to shield. Okay, and they come into... because I think in the back they have Articuno. And I don't want to get hit by a Leaf Blade in case I really need this Registeel for whatever reason. And they actually have Articuno. They decide to leave the match, which is fine by me. I think I lose this one. Yeah, I think I lose this one. Toxicroak. Oh yeah. Is this one? This is just a Mud Bomb. And they switch out into Registeel. I really should have counter switched to Registeel myself. Because I kind of get myself in a lot of trouble in this situation. Because these counters are not enough. I really need to play this out differently. So I double shield, and I'm like, okay, I'll take the energy. They come back into Toxicroak. A Psycho Boost, and then they make a really nice switch. And this Psycho Boost absolutely does nothing to Azumarill. And I'm like, please, Azumarill, do not have Hydro Pump. And we're going to see if it has Hydro Pump. And it does have Hydro Pump. I'm going to be able to outpace this Azumarill. And I think the shield comes up. No, it doesn't come up. Because they want to farm with Toxicroak. And I'm like, just short of it. So I played this out incorrectly. My credit to my opponent. What I should have done is I should have absorbed this Sludge Bomb. And then went for the Ice Beam. And then Psycho Boosted later. But they played really well. Because I survived this Sludge Bomb. And then I think I could have, it doesn't matter. I could have outpaced this Toxicroak to the charge move. So that's what I should have did. Ice Beam, even let it KO me, and then hope that I can outpace the Toxicroak. And again, so many Venusaurs. I've never encountered so many Venusaurs in the lead scenario. So I go for the Psycho Boost. They shield. I go for it again. They double shield, which is great for me. And then I don't know why, but this is fine. I just have to worry about that Venusaur in the back. Has a little bit of energy. Oh yeah, I lose this match too. My opponent plays, well, my opponent plays really brilliantly with their Venusaur. Yeah. Okay. So what do I do here? No shield. Oh yeah. So they actually come to Skarmory, and then I don't know why I Flash Cannon. Such a stupid move by me. And then I don't play this out correctly. I only go for. I should undercharge this. I thought it wouldn't KO. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am actually gonna lose this match. And then we CMP tied to the Ice Beam, and then basically this Venusaur sweeps my entire team. So credit to my opponent. Played their Venusaur really well. And then they make this beautiful switch. Which really is not much I can do. They're going to Vine Whip me down anyway, so really nice job on my opponent's side. Very nice plays. So I go into the next match. Again, another Venusaur lead. This is like crazy. How many Venusaurs am I going to... Is this the same person? I don't know. I don't think this is the same person. Again, I think I'm one short of the Psycho Boost. Again, for some reason, I don't know. I should have one more counter, but they shield. They switch out to Clefable, try to KO my Defense Deox, which is definitely the very solid move. And then they come into Toxicroak. I believe I don't know if I played the same person. And obviously these are very common team setups, so I let it go. And then no shields are up, right? There's no shields left. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go back to my Defense Deoxys and KO this Toxicrow. And then I switch out into Zoom Roll, and then I'm going to be able to bubble down. And then I wouldn't be able to survive that Frenzy plan. Okay, and then now we're going to this next set. I think in this set I go 4-1. I forget which match I lose. Okay, so we're in this Defense Deoxys mirror match, and take a look at their CP. I'm like, maybe I have the higher attack, despite like I have pretty good PvP IV ones, but like because of their CP range, I was like, pretty decent odds that I'm gonna have higher attack. So I go for the Rock Slide, and then I actually would prefer if I didn't have the higher attack, and then I was the one that had Psycho Boost, because that means they would more likely to stay in or shield or something, because they know they're going to lose CMP. They decide not to shield, but they make a mistake. Maybe they thought at Thunderbolt or something would do more damage, because that Psycho Boost did absolutely nothing. And then I go into, and then I'm looking to burn the shield. If I can burn the shield, that would be amazing. I switch out into a Zoom Roll. And I go for the Ice Beam. And then actually this isn't KO. It actually doesn't even come that close to KOing. But that's fine. I'm going to be able to farm up against this Altaria. And I am looking to... They actually Ice Beam me. I think they have Ice Beam Hydro Pump. And then I switch out into Deoxys. Or I think they just Ice Beam me the whole time. But I have 2 shields, so this is the safe play. Even though Hydro Pump wouldn't KO me, like, for whatever reason, like, it's just better not to risk it. So, probably good not to reveal your second charge move if you're going to be in a losing match, in case you get paired up with that person later on and you happen to be running the same team. Yeah, I'm going to go against the rank 9. Okay, so in this matchup, I'm just going to catch the Hydro Cannon. And they switch out into Skarmory, which is totally fine by me. This Hydro Pump is going to do quite a bit to this Skarmory. And then I think I shield and I just bubble down. They definitely overcharged a little bit, so I'm being very cognizant of that, but it only takes 3 bubbles to KO. I think they needed 1 more Sky Attack after that. So I go straight for the Hydro Pump, which they shield, and I think they're looking to lock on down, so I decide to go for another Hydro Pump, which, what do I do here? So then I go into, I'm going to be able to shield, and they Flash Cannon bait me, which is fine. And then I land a Focus Blast, and then I'm gonna immediately Psycho Boost the Swampert. Maybe not the best move. And then it's gonna take 2 Flash Cannons to KO me, and he has to come out of this matchup with like very precise way of playing it. I don't know why I Psycho Boosted. Yeah, questionable on my part, because I reduced the damage on my counters, but I'm just spamming these Psycho Boosts right now, and I land another one, which absolutely does nothing to this Registeel. And then I can just lock on down this Registeel and able to take the win. And So who am I against? An Azumarill? No, Shiftry. They actually came. They switched out their Azumarill into Shiftry. I was like, I have the energy, man, and they no shielded that Rock Slide. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll just counter it down. Win switch advantage, take one Pokemon. I'll be down a shield. They actually go into Registeel, which is fine by me. I'm just looking to do as much damage as I can to this Registeel. They Flash Cannon. And again, I'm looking to do the Psycho Boost just before they actually end up shielding. And then I land another Psycho Boost, which really does not that much. And they're going to land the Slash Cannon. And then I switch it to Azumarill. I'm going to have... I want to switch to tank the Flash Cannon, but it's quite alright. And then I just want to chip away at this Azumarill. They end up grabbing a shield, which works for me. They actually land the Hydro Pump. Totally fine. And I'm going to look to land one more Flash Cannon. I think this doesn't KO. And then they actually go for another Hydro Pump. At this point in time, the match is over. And I'm able to lock on down. I forget which one I lose. I lose one of these. This is like one of the matches were so tricky. So I stay in this match, try to intimidate my opponent to switch, and it worked. Oh, this is the match I lose. I was like, oh, why did I switch into Registeel into a Altaria? Such a dumb mistake on my part. And then I give up switch advantage, but the thing is, switch advantage is not. I don't know what they have in the back. Not super valuable to me. Obviously, I dictate the pace of the match, and then I look to land this Flash Cannon. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just take the. I could have shielded. Took control of the match. Decided to go back into Defense Deoxys. And KOs, and they go into Meganium. This is where like switching to Azumarill and then having this Registeel for Meganium would have been way better. A shield, kind of in a tricky situation right now. And then we end up CMP tying to that charge move, and then I go for the Psycho Boost. They shield, and then I'm going to switch out into Azumarill. But if their Azumarill has Play Rough, then it's pretty much over for me. And they do. And they have the energy advantage. And then this is where I make another mistake. Yeah, switching the Altaria. Yeah, just a big mistake on my part. I should have just went for the Ice Beam. And I lose the CMP tie to the charge move. Ice Beam maybe would have put it into Rock Slide range. It definitely would have put. No, actually, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it would have put into. I would have been able to counter down there, and then I could have landed the Psycho Boost onto the Meganium, and then potentially won that match. So, two main mistakes, too sloppy, and so I go. Again, so many of these matches is so awkward as the Defense Deoxys. Obviously, most of them are carrying Thunderbolts, so it's not as bad. Like, the Thunderbolt would do neutral damage. And you probably win the Zero Shield, but I can't win the Zero Shield against this Registeel. So I have to shield, and then I look to land this Rock Slide. Just to do enough damage so I can farm down. They switch out into Wigglytuff. Which is fine by me. And then I'm looking to land this Flash Cannon. I think it survives with 1 HP and then gets off its charge move anyways. Yeah, okay. Just okay. Like, it has Wigglytuff has a lot of HP. And they go into Swampert, And then I'm looking to land this Focus Blast, which gets shielded. Totally fine by me. And I'm going to go into Azumarill. And I need to make a call if this is going to be a Sludge Wave. And it ends up being Sludge Wave. And I'm looking to burn the shield. And then I have energy on Defense Deoxys, so I'm going to land the Psycho Boost, which is going to put it pretty low. And he actually looking to farm me down, which is probably the appropriate play, given how low their Registeel is. So it made sense. Like, they need to farm down and then land the Sludge Wave, and then potential the Sludge Wave wouldn't have KO'd me, but would have put it, who knows. Okay, so oh yeah, this matchup was tricky too. So tricky. I honestly don't know how to necessarily play with this match. We're gonna CMP tie 7 turns each, right, to get to the charge moves, and then I think they actually can get a little bit earlier than 7. So I decided to fire off the Psycho Boost just to grab the shield. I was actually hoping to end up in a CMP tie afterwards, but I switch out into Azumarill, and they switch out into Skarmory, and then I switch out into Registeel, and I gotta get better at this match. I switch into Registeel because it has a better matchup versus Skarmory, and then Azumarill has a better matchup against Blastoise. And then I debate on undercharging him, but I think he'll just switch out. And then I tried to switch. Unfortunately, could not. And I go back into Azumarill. I don't want to take too many of these water guns because they're adding up. So I'm going to undercharge this, and then I'm going to be met by Azumarill in the back. And I just need to chip away at this Azumarill. If it has Play Rough, it's going to be... If they have Play Rough Hydro Pump, it would actually be a pretty tough matchup for me. But they actually... Yeah, not great. So I learned from my previous match. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to get to this Hydro Pump. So I'm going to look just to... and that's fine. They can farm with energy. So we're basically in the one shield matchup because they fire out the Play Rough. They have 40 energy remaining, and I have like roughly 40 as well. So I'm gonna be able to outpace them to the charge moves, and then it goes through for some reason. I think I would have won anyways because I would have been able to shield, and I think they realized that, or they were lagging. I don't know. Yeah. But either way, I was gonna win that match. So this is the set where I'm like, I need to go 5-0 if I want to hit rank 9. So started with a good lead. Yeah, not, a great scenario. I'm going to look to counter, and they switch out, and then I look to land. I probably just Psycho Boost. And then I go into Registeel or save it. The thing is, like, the Rock Slide doesn't do that much to Registeel, so putting it to the next Pokemon kind of makes sense. And I think I get Hydro Pumped, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. And I look to land. I think I shield. And I was like a little bit worried that they were going to switch into the Registeel. And then I think they come back into the Registeel and they go for like a really aggressive farm. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Whatever, I'm going to look to land this Focus Blast. And they decide to no shield. They rather take the advantage. And then, this is a very tricky matchup. Or do I Ice Beam bait? I think I Ice Beam. Oh, they don't shield, which is a very interesting play on their part. And then they shield this. And then I'm at like they're gonna be able to strategic farm and almost get to the ice beam. So perfect farm on their side. And I know they have energy, so then I go in. They want to make sure that they don't sky attack the Registeel, so they do one, and then I come back in, and then I'm able to pick up the win. So it's like, oh, okay, preserve the first win in this 5-0. Super close though, really well played by my opponent. And then go Defense Deoxys into a Zoom Roll. Not really sure. I was hoping to grab a shield. And I'm pretty sure this is Ice Beam. And then they go into Haunter, which is fine because I'm going to be able to take a shield from this Haunter. And then I have a 2-to-1 shield advantage. So I actually let this Shadow Ball go through, and then somehow I'm able to come out of this matchup with a 1 shield advantage. Zoom Roll is a beast. That's awesome. Still not a great situation for me, especially if they have Hydro Pump, and then I switch out into my Defense Deoxys. Maybe not the best move, to be honest. But I'm in an okay position. I put it low enough to be for sure KO'd by Focus Blast. So and I'm gonna look to build up a little bit of energy, save this shield, and then land this Focus Blast, and decide to let this go through. Ends up being Ice Beam, and I think they actually quit the match during this Flash Cannon. No, they don't. Maybe it's a different match. Again, they just straight Ice Beam me, but I'm able to take that match. So second win in this, very key game, like 5-game set, and go into Altaria. Again, I'm looking to win this lead in the 0 shield, or so this is what I should do. I should just double Psycho Boost instead of going for the Rock Slide. I probably could make it, just barely. I decided to go into Registeel. And then I'm looking to do aggressive farm, and then they go into their Registeel, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just Flash Cannon bait them. But I think what happened is they clicked the wrong Pokemon, and then because I was like, okay, no more playing around, because you'll see the Pokemon in the back. They actually have Swampert, so then I switch out into a Zoom Roll. Or maybe they want to play like that. I don't know. They actually end up blizzarding me. And then they hit the Sky Attack. So I'm like, well, this is not great for me. And then I looked at no... It's obviously going to KO. And then... What do I do here? I decided to no... This is very risky of me. Yeah, this was extremely risky by me. Kind of unnecessarily risky. Because this Focus Blast is not going to KO, but the Hydro Pump would have KO'd. So I could have shielded for the Zoom Roll. Yeah, because basically if they have 2, then I'm pretty much done for. But they're going to get KO'd by this next bubble. So that was super close. I should have stayed in, did the Hydro Pump. Then I definitely would have won. But so able to take the 3rd game in this last 5-game set. Okay, so Mantine, kind of annoying to deal with because for sure I'm going to get bubble beamed. And I build up a little bit, hopefully to draw the shield, which I do. And I was like, okay, if they bubble beam me, ice beam me, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be able to survive. And then here comes the rock slide. And then for sure, I know this is a bubble beam, and which is not gonna KO. And then I go for the rock slide. And they go into a Lucario, which I thought was very interesting. I switch into a Azumarill. And this is just going to be a power-up punch. And they switch out into Meganium. And I let this go because it's just going to be a Frenzy Plant. And I go for the Flash Cannon. And then at this point in time, I have to respect that it's an Earthquake. And plus I have 2 shields. And I'm going to be able to fire it off before they can get to their charge move. So they end up shielding. So I'm like, oh, they come with like a Lucario. I'm like, I'm just going to Flash Cannon this Lucario. It's like, it's not going to survive it. And then I have an Ice Beam ready for Azumarill. So we switch partners, and then I'm able to take that Game 4 matchup. Is that Game 4 or is that Game 5? Yeah, that was game 5. So I was able to 5-0, and then let me just add this image. Where did I put it? Let's see here, and then rank 9. Oh, there you go. I was able to get to 25.08 after 25 battles. I moved up 170 points to pick up the rank 9 rating. I'm probably going to grind to rank 10 in Ultra. I think that's my goal. I want to end like grade around 2700 or so, because I'm going to be experimenting with different teams. So let me know down in the comment section below what teams you want me to run, and yeah, I'll give them a shot. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys like this video, if you guys enjoy this kind of long format one, I know it's extremely long, let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know what teams I should be running, what you thought about this team. I'm probably going to stop running this team. I'll run it occasionally, especially if I want to rank up, but I'm going to be experimenting. So let me know what you want me to run, and I will see everyone in the next video.